The DNA confirmation that Marsau Scott fathered a child with influencer Sunni Minx has detonated through the entertainment world like a thunderclap. As one of the most recognizable personalities on Love and Marriage, Huntsville, Marsau has spent years presenting himself as a committed husband and responsible father. Yet, the release of irrefutable DNA results has exposed a hidden truth that threatens to dismantle not only his carefully crafted public image, but the very foundation of the reality TV show that made him famous. Fans are struggling to reconcile this revelation with the man they thought they knew. The scandal has done more than generate headlines. It has cracked open conversations about accountability, truth, and the cost of fame. Sunni Minx's insistence on being heard has become a symbol of resilience, while Marsau's silence is viewed by many as confirmation of guilt. Viewers are left asking, how long was the lie sustained, and how many others were complicit in protecting it? More than a personal crisis, this saga illustrates the growing difficulty reality stars face in separating performance from real life. The cameras may stop rolling, but consequences in the real world remain, often with far more lasting implications. For Marsau Scott and Sunni Minx, the fallout has only just begun, and its effects are bound to ripple across careers, families, and fandoms for years to come. The Instagram Live that ignited a firestorm, the scandal that would ultimately lead to a paternity bombshell, began with a relatively quiet Friday night Instagram Live. Sunni Minx, known to her followers as an outspoken and emotionally raw content creator, appeared on camera with no makeup, no fanfare, and no scripts, just truth. Her tone was somber, and her words sharp. She spoke of betrayal, loneliness, and abandonment, describing how she had been left to raise a child on her own by a man with a high-profile reputation and a television platform. Though she never mentioned Marsau Scott by name during that initial broadcast, it didn't take long for viewers to connect the dots. The hints were subtle but pointed. References to a TV husband, a preacher of family values, and someone who wore a mask of loyalty each Friday night on screen led fans straight to Love and Marriage, Huntsville. The internet did what it does best: investigated, speculated, and confirmed its suspicions. The power of Sunni's statement wasn't just in what she said, it was in what she implied. The tension was palpable. Her cryptic promise to drop receipts if she didn't receive acknowledgement heightened the stakes. By the end of the night, hashtags were trending, theories were developing, and the reality TV world braced for a storm. The accusation goes public. Name and shame just 48 hours after her live session, Sunni Minx decided to end the guessing game. In a sharply worded Instagram post, she named Marsau Scott directly and revealed details about their brief relationship. According to her, their encounter occurred during one of his solo business trips. The timeline she presented corresponded with episodes in which Marsau had mentioned traveling for work without his wife, Leticia. Sunni claimed that once she discovered she was pregnant, she reached out to Marsau repeatedly. But instead of receiving concern or acknowledgement, she was met with a wall of silence. Her post was raw, emotionally charged, and unapologetically direct. She clarified that she wasn't coming forward to wreck homes or sabotage marriages, but rather to fight for her child's right to truth. The internet lit up with reactions, many in support, others in disbelief. The decision to go public marked a critical turning point. It transformed what had been a whispered rumor into a full-blown public crisis. Media outlets picked up the story almost immediately, and gossip pages exploded with memes, analyses, and heated debate. While Sunni's boldness was admired by many, others questioned her motivations. But with one click, the spotlight shifted squarely onto Marsau Scott. The Scott household in disarray, Marsau and Leticia Scott, had long presented themselves as a couple striving to navigate marriage under the scrutiny of the public eye. Viewers of Love and Marriage, Huntsville had seen their share of arguments, reconciliations, and candid therapy sessions. Yet nothing could prepare fans, or Leticia herself, for the scale of scandal that erupted from Sunni Minx's claims. Initially, Marsau responded with a short message through Instagram stories, brushing off the allegations as malicious rumors and affirming his commitment to his family. It was a vague, defensive move that failed to address the gravity of the situation. Leticia, by contrast, posted a more heartfelt but equally ambiguous message asking for grace and privacy. Behind these statements, however, insiders reported rising tensions within the household. Private sources close to the couple revealed that Leticia was blindsided by the news and had already been struggling with issues of trust. Marsau, meanwhile, was said to be furious and embarrassed, not only by the accusations, but also by the overwhelming public attention. Reports emerged that Marsau had enlisted the help of a private investigator to uncover anything he could to discredit Sunni's claims. But the deeper he dug, the more the timelines matched, the more credible she became. Who is Sunni Minx? A profile in persistence before the controversy, Sunni Minx was an emerging voice in digital media. Known for her candor, she spoke openly about love, trauma, and empowerment on her platforms. Raised in Atlanta, Sunni came from a background that shaped her into a fighter. Her social media content often included stories about overcoming hardship, surviving toxic relationships, and healing from betrayal. Her rise wasn't meteoric, but it was authentic. Followers were drawn to her vulnerability and ability to speak difficult truths. Unlike Marsau, who thrived in the polished world of cable reality TV, Sunni built her audience from the ground up. Her content never shied away from personal pain, and when she returned from a months-long hiatus with a baby and a story, her followers were ready to listen. The scandal brought new scrutiny to Sunni's life, but also greater support. Many saw her as a woman forced to go public when private avenues failed. She never asked to become a headline. She insisted she only wanted her child to know the truth. And now, with the DNA results confirmed, her voice resonates louder than ever. The moment the truth was verified in a live Instagram stream watched by thousands, Sunni Minx unveiled the document that would silence her critics and alter the course of many lives. With trembling hands and a voice on the edge of breaking, she read the DNA results live on camera. The verdict was clear. Marsau Scott is the biological father of her child. The announcement was met with a tidal wave of reactions. Supporters flooded the comment section with messages of encouragement, while skeptics reluctantly conceded. The broadcast was shared, clipped, and quoted across every major platform, spreading like wildfire. The finality of the result left no room for interpretation. Marsau could no longer hide behind denials or vague statements. That evening became a watershed moment. It was not just about paternity. It was about justice, recognition, and the power of a woman's voice in the face of denial. Sunni's pain was visible, but so was her strength. For many women watching, it was a deeply validating experience to see truth win out in such a public and undeniable way. Legal aftermath and public accountability, with the DNA confirmation made public, the narrative shifted rapidly toward legal and financial implications. Sources close to both parties indicated that lawyers were already in contact, discussing custody arrangements and child support obligations. While no lawsuits had yet been filed, the groundwork was clearly being laid for a long, complex legal entanglement between Marsau and Sunni. Marsau's legal team issued a carefully crafted statement acknowledging the results, but emphasized the desire for privacy and resolution in the best interests of the child. The language was professional and restrained, lacking the kind of apology or emotional response many expected. Still, it marked a significant change in stance, one that recognized, at last, that Marsau could no longer escape responsibility. Meanwhile, the public demanded more. Fans wanted transparency, apologies, and some measure of accountability. Commentators speculated about the impact this would have on Marsau's career, particularly in a genre of television built on the appearance of integrity and loyalty. The legal process may just be beginning, but the court of public opinion had already delivered its verdict. A franchise in crisis love and marriage, Huntsville has built its reputation on authenticity, showing couples navigate the ups and downs of life in the public eye. But the Marsau paternity scandal has pushed the show into uncharted territory. Producers are now faced with difficult decisions. Should they include the real-life scandal in the upcoming season or protect the privacy of those involved? Can the show maintain credibility if it chooses to omit such a significant development? Behind the scenes, tensions are reportedly running high. Cast members are said to be divided over how to proceed. Some feel the scandal should be addressed head-on, while others worry it will overshadow the positive narratives they've worked hard to build. The future of Marsau and Leticia on the show also remains uncertain, with rumors swirling that Leticia may walk away altogether. The show's creators now face a moral dilemma. Ratings will undoubtedly spike if the scandal becomes central to the season's storyline, but at what cost? The reality TV world thrives on drama, but the emotional toll of this particular story makes it more than just another plot twist. Conclusion: A Legacy Redefined this is not the end of the Sunni Minx and Marsau Scott saga. It is the beginning of a new chapter, one defined by hard truths, legal reckonings, and public reflection. For Sunni, the DNA test provided the validation she had long fought for. For Marsau, it marked the collapse of a narrative built on deception. For Leticia, it introduced a painful betrayal into a marriage already marred by public struggle. More importantly, this story is emblematic of a broader cultural shift. It represents the power of social media to hold public figures accountable. It underscores the emotional labor women carry when fighting for recognition in the face of denial. And it challenges the reality TV industry to treat real-life consequences with the gravity they deserve. As the dust settles, viewers are left to ponder what kind of reality they are truly watching and how much of it they are willing to believe.